What's good? Trey Morgan coming to you with this quick video. This is how to start meeting and dating more women immediately. All right. So the problem is there is an abundance of beautiful, attractive women in the universe that we live in. Kind of like this woman right here. That is a very beautiful woman. There are women out there, different shapes, different sizes, different style, different swag, different vibe. There's so many unique women out there. And as a man, I know for a fact I enjoy meeting and dating beautiful women. And I know a lot of men that I know, they enjoy it too. And I'm assuming that you enjoy meeting and dating beautiful women, and you would like to meet and date more beautiful women, and you'd like it to be more consistent. So the big problem really is lack of consistency. You might get a date here and there, you might meet a woman here and there, but it's just so random, it's just so sporadic that it's you can't really depend on the situation that you're in right now. It's like more luck than anything. So the solution is to stop relying on luck, stop relying on going with the flow, just random results, to actually have specific steps that you're taking that will result in you dating and meeting more beautiful women basically immediately. And I can really tell you exactly what to do because I've made that transition where I was literally like just having to rely on luck. Whatever girl just so happened to find me attractive, I would just have to like either settle for that, or what would usually happen is I would find a way to sabotage the situation by trying to act too cool or act like I'm not interested, or sometimes I'd be too nice. So I always find a way to mess it up. Basically, whatever I needed to do, I would always do the wrong thing. I would always do the opposite of what needed to be done to get the girl. So anyway, so I had to learn. And basically what I did is I came up with a solution to the whole dating problem. And it's basically, you just have to get strategic, logical, and intelligent about everything, and leave emotions out of it, because emotions is what usually ruins a lot of your success. You get emotional, you start getting your feelings, you start making the wrong decisions. So instead of that, just get more intelligent about things. Basically, I like to compare the whole dating thing to sales and like closing sales, right? Because it's very similar. In sales, you have an abundance of leads, out there. There's abundance of people out there that you could potentially buy your product, right? There's a percentage of them that are already interested. They just need to see the product. Then there's a percentage of them that are like kind of maybe like they would like the product, but you got to convince them. And then there's a percentage that's not interested. And it's the same thing with women. There's a percentage of women out there who are interested in you right now. If they met you and they saw your personality, all that shit, they would actually be interested. Then there's a percentage that are kind of on the fence. So you call them like maybe girls. Like if you can really, display like the characteristics that they find attractive, and you can persevere and just be a man about the situation, you can allow them to start feeling attraction, develop attraction for you in a longer process. And then you also have the women that pretty much just not interested. There's not really much you can do to get them interested. With that being said, when you approach a woman, you have to get to a point where you make a decision that you're going to approach a certain amount of women per day or per session, if you will. So like, for example, if you work a 9 to 5, obviously you can't really go out and do day game like that. You could do it after work, but for most guys, they're tired, whatever. So you may be more interested in doing night game, maybe going out on the weekends. So when you go out on the weekends, instead of just going out and just like going with the flow, like, oh, I'm just gonna drink and no, actually have in your mind, okay, I'm going to approach 10 women. Like before you even go out, just having in your mind the number of women that you're going to approach. And it needs to be like a smart number. So for example, if you've never approached a woman in your life, don't go out and say, I'm going to approach 10 women. You're not going to approach 10 women. You're going to be afraid. Say, I'm going to approach one woman, or say, I'm going to approach 3 women. You know, start off small and just like build up on that until you get to a point where you can approach a minimum of 10. Now, sometimes I approach up to 30 women, sometimes more. I think the most I've approached is like 50 women in one day. And like, I do this stuff mainly because I want to learn different things. I'm okay with the whole trial and error thing. So I'll try things out and see how far I can go and test my limits, all that stuff. You don't need to do 50 approaches. 10 approaches is good. Out of the 10, typically, you know, just playing a numbers game, typically, if you have decent game, you're probably going to get 1 or 2 of them that's going to be interesting you. You may just run into a woman that's just already interested and like you can basically do no wrong. That happens. But, you know, you also want to have game. So you'll develop game naturally just by interacting with women, but also you can learn game. You can watch some of my videos and my articles where I basically like give you different, like strategies and stuff you can use to improve your game and be more successful with women. But for the most part, a lot can be learned just by being consistent and approaching women consistently. So yeah, the number I recommend is honestly 10, you know, because, you know, if you, to me, you know, if you're closing, you're going up to 10 women and you get 1, I think that's pretty good. You know what I mean? But, sometimes you'll get more, sometimes you'll get less. The point is, if you do 10 approaches, you could be happy with yourself at the end of the day, right? Even if you don't get any, here's what happens too. When you do 10 approaches, and if you don't get any women out of those 10 approaches, you've already done 10 approaches. So at that point, the fear of rejection is pretty much gone. I mean, it might still be there a little bit. For the most part, it's gone. So at that point, you don't even care anymore. So you're more than likely going to do more than 10 approaches because you're like, okay, I already did 10, already put myself out there. I might as well keep going until I get a girl. But usually within 10, you're going to get some numbers. You're going to get some, you know, if you're doing the whole social media thing, you get some Snapchat, some Instagrams or whatever, or maybe you might get an instant date or maybe you might get a pull. But the point is to have a consistent, almost like a system that you're following. Because when we talk about sales, the salesmen that are doing the best, they know their numbers. Oh, I got to call on 50 people today and I'm probably going to close 5 or I'm going to close 1 or whatever. They know their numbers and they stay on top of it. Even if they don't close, they still run the numbers again the next day. You know, they don't say, oh, I closed 50, nobody I called 50 and nobody closed. This doesn't work. They don't do that because if you say that, then now you're really not going to get no results if you stop. So you got to be consistent. And it's just, like I said, the same thing with women. Like if you want to meet and date more women, you have to be consistently approaching women. You have to be consistently utilizing one of the 3 or all 3: day game, online game, and night game. I mostly, for the most of my life, I was focused on day game. Now I'm incorporating day game and night game and a little bit of online game. Depending on where you are in life, things will change. So like I said, at one point I was only doing day game. Now I do day game, night game, and online game. I actually just started doing online game maybe a week ago. I was just doing like some Tinder. But honestly, for me, I've gotten the most results from day game, but that's because I've spent the most time doing day game. So it only makes sense. Once I started doing night game, though, to be honest with you, I think night game might be the best option because it's usually a social environment. So it's easier to get in a social mood. And if you're having a fun time, you have a good vibe, you will attract women, naturally too. You know, just if you just be like, and the whole being yourself thing, keep in mind, okay, you got to understand that if being yourself means being like acting like a little nice guy and all that shit, no, that's not going to work. You have to work on that. You got to be, you got to be able to like spark different emotions in women. Cause if you're just nice, that's boring. So you got to work on that. But for the most part, yeah, you do want to be yourself. You don't want to be acting fake, but you don't want to be, you got to have boundaries. You got to have, you got to be able to play around and be playful and tease them and all that shit. So yeah, so the number is 10. Like I said, just go out, talk to 10 women a day, or if you're doing night game, 10 women on the weekend. So you're 10 women on Friday, 10 women on Saturday. If you're talking to 20 women minimum per week, obviously the more the better, but it's all about consistency. All right. If you need help, PM me. Peace.